Am I live? Can you hear me? I don't know why. I just tried to make the intro sideways. Hi guys, can you hear me? We are live. All right. Hello everyone. Welcome. All right, so this is my first live all by my lonesome. So, let me go ahead and... Hi guys. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. All right, so this is my first live by myself, so I'm super nervous because there's so much. So, for today, I wanted to do a card, if you know, those projects from Melody, on our supporter projects on melodylaneinspired.com. A lot of the pictures vanished into the black hole of the internet. The website company has no idea what happened. So I have been spending lots of hours going through all of Melody's former projects, trying to get pictures and screenshots from the video. So I came across some really cute projects. And this one we're going to do is an easel card. I have not put this together before. So this is all going to be from looking at the card and putting it together. So it may go great. There may be some fails, but we will learn through the process. But it's one of her easel cards, which she has done videos on, but not this specific one. Ooh, I need paper towel. I just thought it was really cute, though. So I thought we would do that. And then after that, because I love this whole Autopress thing, I'm going to make a baby onesie with a cool little gnome. And it's a vibin and thrivin onesie, which I think is so cute. I'm all about gnomes, so anytime I can use a gnome. But we will be using infusible ink on there, and I know some of you guys have mentioned you haven't done infusible ink before. I absolutely love this stuff. Like, it's my favorite thing to work with. So I will cut a few pieces of that so you can see how we cut it and how we weed it. Some people have questioning about weeding it, because you don't weed it necessarily like vinyl. You more kind of like snap it apart. I prefer it more than weeding with vinyl. So we are going to check all that out. So, because I'm doing this all myself, like the chat I may get behind on some, but I will have times where I can look back and catch up on it. So I hope everybody can hear me okay. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Think about what day it was. So we are going to go ahead and get started, guys. But thanks for joining us. And before I get started, I just want to say sorry about on Friday, the image set thing. We cannot get the computer to share screen recording. So, and I was hoping with Alex coming back on Saturday we'd be able to figure it out. It just cannot happen within the computer. So we were not able to do that, but hopefully we can try to figure something out for those. But we're working on that. So let's get over to the card here. All right. See I finally got a project tray, guys, and I was so excited because my husband actually found this for me at Marshall's. And I was so excited, and it's rainbow, and last night I was working till like 2:30 in the morning, and losing streaming. I hope I'm still there. Someone's saying we're losing streaming. By the way, the donuts were delicious. Those peanut rolls, the frosting, I understand why he drove 8 hours. I just seen the donut comment. But anyway, so we are going to make this here. But this little project tray, we just got at Marshall's, and it's so cute. And then it got... Okay, good. Somebody's let me know the video is fine. It got knocked down yesterday, and it broke it, and I'm so sad because I was so happy. I'm like, oh, honey, you found me a rainbow one. Like, that's magical. So now I'm going to have to scour all of the Marshalls in the land to try to replace it. All right. So, I wish I had a... Let me first... I'm going to show you guys what the finished card is supposed to look like. Let me pull it up here. Okay, I'm going to go back to this scene so you can see it because it's on my iPad here. Alright, guys. So can you see it? Oh, I'm going to get closer. This really don't work, does it? That don't work. Why does it not show it? Okay. It is not showing it here. Maybe like this. Let's try this. Bear with me, guys. This is all new. Okay. You can see it a little better there. So this is a double easel birthday card. And it's got the happy birthday there and that. So that is the card we are going to make. I have it set up on my iPad behind me just so I can turn around and reference it when need be. Because like I said, I have not created this one before. So, alrighty. So first it looks like our bottom piece is going to be, what is actually teal? I did purple because I did not have a big enough teal sheet. So I kind of changed what was teal to purple on this. But I really like the way Melody did it with the teal. Alright. So we got this piece which is going to fold down. I gotta figure out where to put all this stuff. I need a bigger table. Alright, there's that, and then, okay. So we can start with this one here. And it did pre-score it. I can find the little lines here. And it tells you to score it with the scoring wheel. If you do not have the scoring wheel, you can hit edit tool and it will let you choose the scoring stylus and it'll tell you to put that in. To me, it did not. Oh, there it is. That was hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to find those little score lines. So, right now I'm just going ahead and folding this on the score lines that I see. These are the two big pieces, is this one here, and then the purple. So the purple I went and scored also, and have already bent. Alright, so what I see next comes on, that'll bend up like that, right? Yes. Don't go away. Alright, so next I'm going to take these white pieces here. And I'm going to show you. So in the thing it calls for you to do a pen. And at first I did a marker. And this is the result of using the marker. And then I recut it with a fine point. It was a little too thick, a little too much going on. So on this one I used the fine point. So that is the one I'm going to use. Yeah, that's tough. May need to move the camera, but I gotta like climb around and move everything. It's a whole ordeal. Alright, so first we're gonna take and glue this piece here. So this piece here is going to go on just like that. Ooh. Try to get more on camera here for you guys. Tell me the glue ain't working. Oh, I was like, it did last night. Alright. I should have my little mat under me too. I have a healing mat, but I just... So you don't want to over glue it, obviously. You don't want it to ooze out over the edges. If it does ooze out, it does dry clear. This is the Barely Art craft glue I'm using right now. Alright. I don't know about you guys, but I love standing over stuff because this placement when you're sitting is difficult. But I don't want you guys all staring at the top of my head either. So. Alright, so we got that piece down. Then we are going to build the little cupcake here. So this is the bottom piece I can see from looking at this. So this is the bottom piece for the cupcake. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down. Oh, there we go. My unicorn, did I make it? I did not. I bought it at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has lots of that stuff. So if you see my little cutie shelf behind me that's a rainbow, got that at Hobby Lobby. The heart box on the wall that holds my glitter. Hobby Lobby also. It's funny because we were at Hobby Lobby and me and my husband got separated and he found me. He said, I knew you'd... Oh! He said, I knew you would be in the children's section. You know, where the rainbows are. That's where you'll find me. Alright. My husband just called and I may have to get up and take a phone call because if you've seen on my Facebook, my dog went missing yesterday. And he went to pick her up because they were closed. She got picked up. She's in doggy jail. She got picked up by a cop and they took her and they were closed by the time they took her. So we couldn't go pick her up and they didn't open till 11. So my husband's there right now to get Bella Rosie. She's old. She never wanders off, but she's old and she's getting confused. And she... When I left, I am her human. Like, she sits at the door the whole time I'm gone. She's obsessed with me, and me leaving her for weeks, I came back, and she seems so much older. I feel like it super stressed her out. So that's super sad. She will be so upset, I know. She'll be so happy to be home. You guys can't see it, but I do have my... On my little extra chair over here, my kitty cat is sleeping right next to me. Alright, then we are going to grab... I cut it in purple, right? Hoping this is okay for you guys. Does not look like it cut that through. Alright, so we're just building our cupcake right now. Which takes us back to those donuts. You know those donuts Alex traveled to Minnesota to get? They were delicious. They were super delicious. This piece should have some little notches out of it, but it doesn't. So perhaps this one needed to... hopefully it's not dry yet. Okay. This piece I would want to make a little bit smaller, I think. The piece I'm doing here, which I can change in the file. Okay, so that piece should go on first. It looked in the pictures not like it, but there we go. We fixed it. All is good. You know, donut Sue is like the appropriate way to eat cake for breakfast, right? Like no cake for breakfast unless it's a donut. Well, or coffee cake, I guess. All right, there is that. And we're gonna put the little... Ooh, I'm gonna get all sticky with that. Let's move on to the balloons. Alright, so we're gonna set some balloons on here. I'm just gonna see what order I prefer them in. We have a pink, an orange, and a turquoise. So, the bottom one we're gonna wanna do first because that is gonna be laid, it is gonna be laid on top of, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down this orange one first. So this is a pretty basic card, I'd say, that I know everybody's different levels. Some of you guys are expert levels. There's other people who are just starting out. This is using just the scoring, the regular blade that comes with it, and then we used pens that drew on it. So there's no foiling, nothing extra like that. It is cold down here in my basement too. It's like 61 down here. It's a little chilly. A little chilly. And I really liked the drawing on the balloons thing. I just think it makes it cute and adds to it. Glad everybody here could join us. See, Paralita's here. We have all kinds of people. All right, back to the cupcake. And then on top of the cupcake is going to go this piece. Top of a purple piece. This project box may be a little too big because it's too easy for things to go missing. One may be missing. See what I can do here. Alright. So there is a solid little flower piece this is supposed to go under, but I can't find it in my little project box. Oh, wait. I found it. Just wait till I have to find the little tops to the eyes. I do have my sister's. I know people say I have my sister's hands. I do. And I know when I was watching videos, I was like, gosh, that looks just like my hands. Or there was a video earlier and she was laughing. I was like, is this a video of me? And then it wasn't a video of me. It's just we laugh just alike, especially at different, times. All right, so for this, I got to glue this on top of here. Now, I am going to, which you could, and would have been a great idea for some of these smaller pieces, especially the words, Cricut sticker cardstock would have been great. But because I don't have that, I do. I didn't have it in those colors. I am just going to take and put some glue on the back of my finger, and then I'm just going to dab it on here. And then stick it on. Should turn that a little more. Alright, there we go. So, that little trick is super good. You don't have to worry about getting the line around and it oozing out. Just stick it on the back of your finger and tap it. Mama Cat, it's cold. It's usually my basement and it's zoned, so I can turn on the heating and air conditioning in each level, but it's usually 65 to 69 is the usual temp down here, which in the summer, I love it being a little cool down here. It's hot upstairs and the sun's beaming in because we got these tall windows that you can't shut the sun out and it gets warm in there. Sometimes it's like, oh, let's just escape to the basement. That's right, Mindy, a little dab will do ya. It's like one of my favorite things to say, I think. Alright. Hold on here. Did you order the quick? No, I need to. Yes, I need to order that quick stick pen. It's one of those things, and when I'm on Amazon, I'm like, what else do I need? That is one of the things I constantly forget. Alright, so we are going to glue on this little swirl here, which this goes on top of, let's see if I can zoom this in for you guys. So, it is called Web. Nope. Alright. So this little swirl here, we got to figure out which way it goes on. It looks like it swirls up, then it swirls down. So it's going to go on top of the cupcake just like that. So I'm going to do the same thing. Put a little glue on the back of my finger. Put a little glue on my finger. And then I'm going to tap the back of this. So I just kind of smush it between my fingers. Do any of you guys use this technique for applying glue to little pieces? I'm doing. There's a little piece there. I needed a little more glue. I thought I needed more, but I was like, let me try it. Nope, need a little bit more. So just put it in, get your... Don't you think a dab will do you would be a good name for a glue? Especially a super strong glue. There we go. Alright. Got that on there. Now we need to put the little bow. So we got a little bow here. A glue sponge. That's a great idea. I love that. I'm going to have to get me a glue sponge. That would make it so easy. You just take and dab it on there. Yeah, there's that word again. Alright, and then the bow is just going to be holding the little balloons together there. Like that. Alright. So that is everything on the top part of the card there. And then on the bottom part, we are going to have... This one's going to go down here. This piece is going to go here. I'm going to try to scoot it up so you guys can see. Thanks, Mary. I thought it was a pretty card too, and it's one there's not a video on. There's a lot of cards there's not necessarily a video on. There's videos on similar cards, but then she changed, you know, the occasion or something. And then there's some cards I found that are really cute that she only did for one occasion that I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that and let's make some more occasions of that because it's a really cute style of card. She always made such cute cards. Sometimes I look at her designs and her folds and I'm like, how did she figure that out? I'm going to check that out. The videos on to make the glue sponge. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a fabulous idea. Alright, there's that piece. Now this piece is going to go here because this is going to be a double easel. So it's going to fold up like that. So I'm going to glue that on. Actually, I decided I'd rather take and I'm going to glue the letters on this first before I glue that on. So there's a letter for each thing here. I'm going to... I hope you guys had a great Mother's Day too. That went by fast. I used to forever, I never let my kids, well, my kids just got jobs, you know, they're teenagers now, so they have their first jobs. But I never let anyone buy me Christmas presents, birthday presents, Mother's Day presents. I was always, oh, hold on here. I lied on that. I'm taking that piece up. I referenced my picture again, and I realized first she puts happy on each one. It's a little thicker, and they're all going to be the same color. And then that other one's going to go on top. So it's got like an outline. But I never let anybody buy me anything for Mother's Day or Christmas. This was the first year they got me stuff for Christmas because my kids got jobs and I can't tell them what to do with their money. And then, so for Mother's Day, they spoiled me too. They got me a great amethyst. I love my crystals and pretty rocks. They got me an amethyst heart and an amethyst bonsai tree. And my husband had just bought me a big thing of amethyst. Apparently I love amethyst, right? It's my daughter's birthstone too. And some rainbow fluorite. All that stuff. So it was nice to be spoiled for once. I mean, it's only because I didn't let them. It's not that they always want to buy me stuff. And I'm like, I don't need nothing. If I want it, I'll buy it. Don't spend money on me. They didn't know with their purchase for Christmas, buying me this awesome like pink amethyst selenite piece, that it was going to create a whole thing where I wanted to redo all my farmhouse decor into like rocks and crystals, because the earth makes the prettiest stuff. He may be regretting that decision. He may be. Oh, we're just going to act like I did not do that. Okay, there I made a mistake. What not to do? Make sure you're putting the glue on the right side. I put it on the wrong side of the P. So, luckily, it's one thing. It dries clear. Don't have to worry about that. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm in this cove, so it echoes some. And we got a new microphone, so we're hoping that helps. I do too, Gail. I love rainbow fluorite, and I got a hunk of it up there. It's awesome. Alex will tell you, he's into the crystals, and my crystal ladies, they do live shows. So I don't know if Bella's in here either, but Bella too. She's in there every show now, because they're fun. It's a whole vibe. They cheer you on. They do a little dance, right, Alex, when you buy your first purchase? And they're just good people with good vibes. Even when I don't want to buy any, I just like to see what they have, and it's like a little, we call them the Rock Peeps family. And I told my husband, I think I got enough amethyst for a while, though. I need to... When I was growing up, I was born in November, so I had that citrine, which I know now is a good stone, but growing up, I'm like, oh, it's not pretty. I didn't want the yellow stone. So I was like, Mom, can I just act like amethyst is my birthstone? Because it's so pretty. It's my favorite color. And then my daughter was born in February, so I was so happy because I get to have the amethyst birthstone. And she loves it too. Alrighty. So we got that part there done. Now we are going to put on the letter I went to put on first, but I have a couple different, I have another color too, don't I? Alright. I'm going to glue this back on now that I've put the layer underneath that. I don't know about you guys, but when Mercury goes retrograde, there's all kind of technology issues, and when I tell you technology issues, that is no joke. But I am working getting on all the pictures put back on the supporter projects. I think I'm over 60% of the way done. It was like 1,000 projects, so it is an undertaking. But the good side is I get to watch all these because I have to watch for the perfect moment to take the screenshot. And lots of times it's just like one moment. Like Melody will be showing a card, but it's not all the way in frame or her hand's there, so I'm waiting for the exact moment. So the good thing is I have like went on a little time travel trip with Melody. Because some of those videos, you know, are 8 years ago. And first off, it's fun to see some designs I hadn't seen. Some I had forgotten about. But it was like, you know, in this video Melody had brown hair, then she got red hair, and then she had her pink hair. But it was really fun to watch and see those moments. The other day when Alex was here, I seen one where she was putting like the chalk on Alex, like makeup, blush on his face. And I was cracking up, and Alex is like, I don't even remember that. Alex is such a good sport, though. He went along with it. Yellow topaz, there you go. Yeah, and citrine's actually a really good stone. Now I'm like, oh, it has these great properties. I didn't know that when I was younger. I was just like, that's not the pretty one. I want the purple one. Alright. Well, there's a lot of November babies out there, I see. I think we're technically like blizzard babies, aren't we? Because I was supposed to be born around Christmas. They were going to name me Noel. My name was going to be Noel, but they couldn't figure out a middle name, so they switched it to Holly. And then I was born on Thanksgiving night. I said, well, thank goodness you didn't name me like sweet potato or stuffing. Yes, the lunar eclipse Sunday, Gale. Have you guys seen pictures of the blood moon? People have some awesome... I was down here working, actually, and I was like, I should go up. But it's like a rabbit hole. You get down here and start crafting, and next thing you know, hours have passed. But that blood moon, the blood moon pictures are awesome. Gail, I don't blame you. Peridot is one of my least favorites, too. But you know what? Just make whatever birthstone you want your birthstone. Whatever you like. It's yours. Alright. There we got that all finished there. Oh, I go back to my screen. Alright. Which color do I want for the bottom? And this has extra birthday ones cut out. She's got like 4 extra ones that say birthday, and I don't know which one to... I mean, I don't think we need them all. Looks like there's only one. So I cut them in a couple different colors. I was like, can I find the dot? So this is going to go on here like this. Now this is one of those little intricate ones that would be very hard to glue by yourself. This would be amazing to do in the Cricut cardstock. Yeah, it is just to make some thickness. I bet it is too. Getting them all lined up when they're that thin would be tough. Alright. So I'm just going to see how I want it lined up here. So I'm going to glue down the B first. Birthday. Peridot and amethyst do go good together. You know, our family, so in my family, me and my son both have November birthdays. My husband has May, and my daughter is February. So our family colors together are like New Orleans Mardi Gras colors. Purple, yellow, and green. So that's really cool. Especially because I got a lot of French in me. And I took French for 7 years. Don't ask me to speak it. I don't remember a lot. I can tell you I'm going to the mall to buy clothes in French. I don't know why that's the sentence that sticks with me, but it is. My daughter was so attracted to France too. I remember she was 6 years old. I'm like, Mom, one day I gotta go to Paris. I actually have a painting she did with Melody. She was probably like 5 years old. She went over to Melody's because when you went to Melody's, it was craft time, you know. They love that. And she did this phenomenal, awesome, I got it somewhere, painting of the Eiffel Tower. Super cool. I was so amazed she did that. But she had Melody, you know, as a teacher, so I'm not surprised. Ooh, Bloodstone. I love Bloodstone Dawn. So I'm doing the same little trick here I did before, where I'm just dabbing it on my finger, and then dabbing the... Come on. Trying to get it on here. Yeah, Mindy, amethyst is February. I'm really glad my daughter didn't come early. So my son was born 4 months early. He just couldn't wait. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, I'm like, I really hope she's not born early because I really want her to have February's birthstone. I mean, obviously, and be healthy and full grown and not $1 million in medical bills. Nobody needs that. Nobody should have to have that. It's a little stuck. Okay. I would definitely, though, next time I do this, I would cut this out of sticker cardstock. Have you guys ever used the sticker cardstock? It's amazing, because you cut it, you just peel off the back, and boom, it's a sticker. You can also put these in the Xyron, the XYRON sticker maker. And then you can put that in, and you pull it out, and it puts the stickiness on the back. I used that before at Melody's when we were making Valentine's Day boxes for my kiddos. Yeah, there is a smaller tip for the glue bottle. The little teeny tiny. That's what I used on the last crafting live. I used that little one. And then here's the little eye. Which I don't know about you guys, but that little piece can be the hard. You got this whole tray and you're trying to find the little dot to the eye. So we got that done there. Two-sided adhesive, yes. Yeah, we couldn't, when we were at Melody's, we couldn't find her Xyron thing. I know she has one, like I said, I've used it before, but we could not locate it. Alright, I'm going to refer back to my picture. Alright, so it looks like I put everything together minus this back piece here, and I just have to glue that on. Alright, so now I need to glue this piece onto here. This is going to be a double easel, so this piece is going to fold over, And this piece is going to fold up like that. But I'm going to go ahead and attach this first. Might as well. Yeah, always love the eye. That little, when it's so little. I'm like, I actually cut little extra dots to the eye, which actually I think this one I might have just tore. Ooh, and I do see when I look close here on the R, there's a little piece right there that should be out of it. Oh, I just went ahead and, there we go, pulled it out of there. All right. And what's under me on my table is contact paper, the marble, because I'm working on an old dining room table. It's dark, like Travestine looking. I didn't need to do that, did I? I didn't need to do that. Okay, we are going to, as I was doing this, I wasn't thinking, and then I was, because I'm trying to read the chat and do everything. Oh, I hear water running. I have a turtle. I was wondering if you guys could hear that. I do. I have a water turtle. So what you're hearing is the water turtle tank. I didn't need to glue this happy. You do not want to glue that happy, actually, because it's going to stick to it. So I am just going to take and fix this really quick. Yeah, I have a water turtle named Flash. Alex is here. He'll tell you. He loves people. He's so interested in what you're doing when you're down here. He likes me to hand feed him. He's had the same minnows in his tank since I videoed them in November and shared them. In November, that is 6 months ago. He has not eaten these minnows. I think he's like, you know, fish are friends, not food. But the minnows have gotten huge. I'm like, they're like having baby. I mean, they're not really, but I feel like, I mean, I couldn't keep a fish alive that long if I wanted it as a pet, but these minnows, he's a red-eared slider turtle. Oga. All right. So that is all done there. So I'm gonna glue it on the correct way, which is just putting the glue around here. I'm all about, just like Melody was, sharing mistakes, because that is how we learn from them. All right. Now I'm gluing that on there. I love Melody's little barbecue with Father's Day coming up. I don't know if you've seen her barbecue grill one, but it's so cute. And by the way, these projects are available to all of Melody's Patreon supporters. So if you're interested, and that starts at $2 a month, and it gives you access to like 1,000 files. And when we say files, we're not talking SVGs. We're talking the whole file. So you can go ahead and open it and hit make it, and it will cut it all, and you just have to put it together. So a lot of them give you free SVGs. We give you free projects. All right, and now I just have to glue this onto here. Mindy, is that the same one Louise made? I do not know. I do not know. Hers, I think, popped up out of it. I haven't had a chance to look at it much because I'm doing so much other. I haven't. But it's very similar. It's the 3D one with the different stuff on it. So I don't know if Louise just kind of took that one and then elaborated on it with her little magicalness she does. Because she is a little paper wizard. I always wondered, does she have like an architecture degree? Because it's phenomenal. And then also on Patreon, we have our Zoom room, which I know some of you guys in here have been on the Zoom. Oh, Olga's got a red-eared too. Biggie and Smalls, Olga, that is phenomenal. I love that. Her turtles' names are Biggie and Smalls. How funny is that? Dawn's a Zoomer. So Dawn, tell them. So the Zoom is open to all our Patreon supporters. And what it is, it's 24 hours. You can go in there and you can craft. And then you get to talk to other people and be social. Melody started the Zoom during COVID because everybody was stuck in their homes, couldn't be social. I think it's phenomenal. They make friends. They went on girls' trips together to Melody's Airbnb. But you hang out in there. You can some people are crafting, some people are hanging out. Sometimes they're playing games. All right. So I think we finished the card. Not too many. So here is the card, guys. I don't know if you can see the way it's a double easel. So it'll sit up like that. And like that. So just kind of fold this in. See, Dawn's made great friends there. It's a whole bunch of wonderful ladies. Every time I've popped in, it's been so fun. Once I get all in my regular routine here, I'm going to pop in way more. Because it's just good vibes and social, and people are crafting. Hey, what are you working on? Like I said, sometimes they play games. But here is the double easel birthday card. So what do you guys think? Alright. Voila! There it is. Alright. That wasn't too painful. That was actually pretty easy to put together. So, I'm glad I went through it without having done it before, because if you pre-do it, you do everything perfect, and there's nothing really to learn from. So, do it as I go, and you guys will learn with me. But I think this is a super cute file. Is it not? I love it. Thanks, guys. Deanna's been to the Zoom room. I just forget. It's there. Yeah, it's awesome, though. It is. I highly suggest it for all of our Patreon and Facebook and YouTube supporters. So, all right. So next what I want to work on is, and I will, ooh, that's not the right button. Hold on. I'm like, button. Who's got the button? All right. I'm going to, I think it's on overhead. I am going to show you. All right. So this is what we are going to, don't mind the stuff on the right. I had some extra designs I was playing with. So this is what we're going to make here. I'm going to put this on a baby onesie, the Vibin and Thrivin' with our little, he's like a little Zen gnome right there, right? So I'm going to do all of it in infusible ink minus this gnome. This gnome was a little harder, and it was 2:30 in the morning. Was a little harder to weed with the infusible ink because he's got these thin little pieces here. So I did do infusible ink and vinyl. But what's going to be important is that we press the infusible ink first because it's at a higher temperature and longer period of time also. And then we'll add the little gnome and do another press. You got it, Dawn. Only 23 minutes left your workout. Ooh, Zoomaroki. Deborah says sometimes they do Zoomaroki. I am all for that. That's fun. All right. So let's go to my little cove here. I've never felt claustrophobic in my house before. It's like almost 4,000 square foot, but in my little corner here, Jax is just sleeping next to me with no cares in the world. All right, I'm gonna go to the overhead. There we go. All right, so this here is the infusible ink I'm going to use. I thought I would use this one for the Vibin' and Thrivin' words, and then I'm going to use this for the little mushroom. Mushrooms and gnomes are all the rage right now. If you guys are at like any of the home decor stores, Hobby Lobby, Marshalls, they are filled with them. All right. Let me go to Cricut. Is this one? Nope. Okay. Hold on just a second. I got to get out of this design and go into my other design. Vibin' and Thrivin'. All right. And you can customize it too. On that file, which I will upload into the Patreon supporter projects on melodylaneinspired.com, I'm going to have a couple different options too that I have hidden right now. And it's just in case you want to change it. So there's a little gnome house. It looks just like a Smurf's house. You know how they live in the mushroom? I have a frog doing yoga pose. that you could put in there. For my crystal people, I have a crystal cluster with a heart. All of these you could add on to this vibin and thrivin, and like say you didn't want the mushroom, you could put a lotus flower, or you could put the little gnome house with the gnome. So right now what I'm doing, you guys can't see, I'm just going through and hiding the ones I don't want to cut right now. But I always have to get lots of options. When I'm looking, I'm like, how does this look? How does this look? Well, maybe if somebody doesn't like the mushrooms, maybe somebody wants, you know, the little yoga frog. Because, you know, who doesn't like a yoga frog? Alright. I'm going to color sync here. I wish I could share my screen, because then you guys could see and I could tell you exactly what I'm doing. However, as we know, that does not work, so I'm not able to do that. Alright. We are going to make it now. So I need that one. I'm going to skip that one. Alright, so this one I'm doing in the blue. So if you guys have not used... Oh, there goes the butcher paper. If you guys have not used infusible ink before, it's awesome. It's magical. Like Melody had to explain it to me several times. I'm like, I just don't understand how it works. But you do have to use it on a polyester blend shirt. So we're going to be using it on the Cricut baby onesie right here. So we're going to put it on this. And the color, as you see, the color is different here. So the color on the box, this is that teal. The color comes out once you heat it and everything. So it will come out looking like this, but the sheets do look different. It will tell you that too on the back of the box here. It will tell you before and after. It's letting you know that after you do it, it's more vibrant and the colors come out. Another tip with infusible ink, always open the bottom of the box. That way it goes away neat. If you open the top of the box, it doesn't. It's a mess. Alright. I'm just going to take and get my infusible ink on here. And then when you go to cut infusible ink, because I'm going to tell it when I go to cut here and hit continue. It's trying to connect right now. Alright, so when you go to cut it, you just browse your materials like you will any material. Put in infusible ink. And then you infusible ink transfer sheet. That's what it's considered. So once you click on that, it's going to tell you, make sure mirror is turned on and material is inked side up. So that's very important. So to mirror it, again, I wish I could share my screen. On the step where it tells you your steps 1, 2, right below what step you're on, you hit edit. And then the little box in the lower left-hand corner, you click to turn on for mirror. And then it will tell you what blades you need also, which is just the fine point blade, which is the regular blade that comes with your maker when you get it. So no extra blades there. Just gonna attach the sheet here. Sorry I can't see your guys' chat right now between the OBS and the design space open, but I will catch up to it. Where's my little brayer? The brayer, I love this thing. A little roller that helps stick it all down. The newer the mat is, the less you have to do this. But as the mat's loosen, I definitely would. I just like to use it basically all the time for peace of mind. Alright, we are ready to cut on this. So we are going to hit the little button there. Go! Well, it depends in because It was from the last one. I just never took it out. I don't have to use it for anything. It's just forgot to take it out. Is it going? Thank you, Sue B. Thank you so much. I'm so nervous doing this by myself. There's usually a couple of us, the team. But obviously Alex can't stay here with me forever, and I can't stay in Florida forever, unfortunately. So, I gotta be a big girl and learn to do it by myself sometimes. But we're gonna try to have a zoom in. Alex had to get his tires rotated on his car, and he has some other errands to do too. He's getting the paperwork taken care of for Melody's celebration of life, which is going to be July 9th, where we grew up in Illinois. Hi, Prairie. Well, welcome. Welcome, and thank you for telling me I'm doing great. I always say I got Melody watching over me, so that's right, Mindy. The pen is going for a ride on the carriage. I thought this was really pretty paper too, the whole vibin and thrivin thing. And I think that orange one will look really cool as the mushroom. Yeah, I hope you enjoy your time here, Prairie. As you can see, we have lots of awesome people in here. They're great, they're friendly, they're part of our fam. Alright, that is all done. Let me go to my overhead so I can see. I don't know how you guys like to pull your stuff off the mat. You know, you can take and peel it back because you don't want to bend it too much. I turn it over. I like to turn it over and then get my, and you can't see this part because of where it's at. Oh. But I like to turn it over and then get my hand and then peel. You see it somewhat here. I like to peel the mat up like this. I feel like I can just control it from swelling up so much more. Alright, that one is done. I'm just going to cut it out to make it a little smaller here for... So I don't know if you guys seen our video on the Autopress, the unboxing we did, but that thing is awesome. It makes it so easy. It applies the pressure, it pops up when it's done, like, it's phenomenal. I said I need way more iron-on and infusible ink, definitely. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go to the next one. Which is this one here. Alright, little gnome we can skip. We already did him. And now we're going to cut the mushroom. So each step you're going to have to put in the material. I mean, you can save the settings, but when things are different, each one you're going to click. So you're going to click the infusible ink again. It's going to tell you again, make sure mirror is turned on and material is side up. So you'll edit your mat, turn your mirror on, and that's done. Alright. I'm going to cut this one down first because it's such a little piece. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. I'm going to look and see which corner I like better though. Like, which one do I think will make a better mushroom? I think this orange up here will be really cool. I actually seen this vibin' and thrivin' thing on a patio decoration earlier, and I was like, that's so cute. And then especially for like a baby, you know, because, I mean, I'm going to put it on a shirt for me too, no lies, with like crystals and something. But for a baby, because, you know, they're thriving. Trying to figure out which way I want to put this exactly. But remember, you do put it image side up. And we are all mirrored. Which honestly, this mushroom, if we didn't mirror, it wouldn't have mattered. You could have done it. If it was words, it would definitely matter. Ooh, that sounds awesome, Mel. She said for the gnome, I think I would pick a melded color of infusible ink. Have the machine draw the gnome. with black infusible ink on that sheet and have the Cricut cut out around the gnome. That's a cool idea. That's what I was wondering too, Mindy. Can you draw on infusible ink sheets? Oh, maybe with a infusible ink marker. Hey, Annie! Annie joined us. She's coming all the way from Germany. She's one of the Zoomies. Annie is all the way from Germany, and her and Deborah met. Deborah went to Germany, and Annie was actually coming to stay at Melody's Crafting Airbnb with several of the other Zoomie ladies. Yeah, Deanna, the small pieces can come up. I know, I could have used a different gnome. I was just so stuck on that gnome because he was a little Zen gnome. Yeah, and infusible ink markers. Alright. That one there is done. Oh, I'm going to recut that. I didn't look. I was looking at the chat and didn't pay attention, but it didn't. I was thinking it was cutting the bottom of the mushroom here, but it cut it to the side. So I'm just going to go back to that one and recut that. Now that I know. Well, now I have 2 mushroom tops I can choose from, so whichever one I like the print on more is the one I'm going to go with. I usually check that though on your mat. Where is it going to be located? I was like, oh, it's just one mushroom. It's going to be like this. It's not. It wasn't. I should have checked. That's on me. There. Browse materials. It's so hard not to sing when you're just like here. Like Alex does little noises. Like I so want to do that. I have to restrain myself constantly. I make up little songs all the time about nothing. You know, infusible ink. Just something. It's nothing. To make sure I'm cutting the right sheet there. It went all the way back to sheet number 1 and this is sheet number 4. So I am just fixing that, because you can always skip sheets, guys, too. If you don't need to cut that one, you need to cut one again, you can go to the next one. Mirror, checking that my mirror is on, and it is still on. So, ready to go. And then in a second here, after I get this cut, I'll be done cutting everything. So there'll be a small pause because I have limited space here to work with. In my little crafting cove, I'm gonna pull the Autopress into sight. Well, as much as we can get. The Autopress is big, so it can be difficult to get it all in screen. Me too. I was so happy with that project tray. My husband found it. I'm like, you found a rainbow one? I've never seen a rainbow one. And then last night, while I was doing everything, boom, it got knocked down and broke. I'm like, can I glue it? Alright. Getting this off of here. Like I said, I like to peel it that way. You do want to make sure, if you turn it over like I do there, you do want to make sure your area underneath is very clean. Otherwise, obviously, all that lint is going to get on your stick to your mat. Which I always, before I start here, I wipe it all off, so it is. Alrighty. So, I'm going to do this here. Bear with me for a second while I do the switching of the machines. Just before I forget, I'm going to take the Cricut pen out of here. Put that up. Because this machine is going to take time to heat up. So, Someday I'll take over either the kids' room or the bedroom and I won't have to do this, but for now, close her up. Set her there. Is she plugged in? She just plugged in. Alright. You're seeing me lift it that way. I wouldn't normally lift it that way. There's a handle here and there is a handle down here that you can lift. You just want to make sure it's locked. Alright, let me go to OBS and see. Alright, you can see it mostly in screen, but you can see it is large and in charge. This thing is ready. So I am going to go to the Cricut heat guide. And it's not letting me pull up another. So the Cricut heat guide is going to tell you what temperature, how long to do it, and it's going to tell you all the steps for it. Again, if the screen sharing was work, I would screen share it to you guys. But how the heat guide works, first it's going to ask you what press are you using. So it has the Cricut Easy presses, the mini press, the mug press, or the auto press. So you just click on the auto press, and then it wants to know your heat transfer material. We are doing infusible ink, transfer sheets, and then our base material is a baby bodysuit. It's going to have you click that you have your pressing mat because it's not going to let you do it without clicking that button. So it's telling me it has to go to 3. I'm going to turn it on. There is buttons on this side over here. This is where you turn it on, and then there's a lock and unlock button. This is our control box here. It has 4 presets on it for one, and then this is where the temperature and time is going to show up. As you can see, there is a little lock on here. It is not going to let the press heat up until we hit the unlock button. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm going to move out of the way because the press is going to open. Or it should. There we go. She opened. So now she can heat up. So on the back also, you can switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So for wherever you are, you have that option. Or if you just like to make your life difficult and like to do math and add numbers and figure it out in the other, you can do that too. So it is going to heat up. As it heats up, it's going to, till it gets to temperature. This is the pressing mat that comes with it also. This is a little different than your other pressing mats because it has a non-stick back on it. So that is going to keep your project in place from moving all around while you're doing it. So while that heats up, we're just going to go ahead and weed the infusible ink. Sorry, I was like, what's this? So for infusible ink, it's different than weeding vinyl. Because vinyl, if you can see the little design there, vinyl you have to take and pull it off. This kind of like snaps is the way I describe it. So you just like snap it. There we go. And once you get it, you just take and pull it. Look how easy that was to weed, guys. There's one little thing in there. You can get your weeding tool too to pull it out if you need to, but there, that's the mushroom. And he is all finished. Once we get done, we're still heating up. Where can I find the designs? Deb, the designs for the double easel cards are in the supporter projects. So if you go to melodylaneinspired.com and then click on supporter projects, It has you enter a password. That password is actually for our supporters. So once you put in the password, you are then able to cut all of those files. You just go hit make it, or if you want to customize it, there's some that are blank in there also, so you can add your own sentiment or, you know, for different occasions. Do you press the first layer for less time when layering infusible? Normally you would, Mindy. When you're layering stuff, you usually would. I am going to do it a few seconds less because I am going to add that little vinyl gnome also. The vinyl only has to press for 15 seconds, and this has to press for 50. So about 40 or 45 seconds, I'm going to stop with the infusible ink press, and then it will press a little more when I add the little gnome. Just making sure I have my butcher paper here. Where did it go? You guys can hear the machine running. It's blowing. It's got a fan in it that is blowing it over the surface. So the surface all heats at the same temperature. Infusible ink. Don't know what I did with the butcher paper sheet, so I'm just getting in another. And the butcher paper that we're going to use, that you use to press on it, comes in the infusible ink packages, and you can reuse it. DREAMBOX, yes. Melody is awesome. That would be amazing here, wouldn't it, Sue, if I had a DREAMBOX? It doesn't really fit in this area, but that DREAMBOX, I call it a magical box because what's magical about it is you can have this whole craft store and then you just shut the door and it all goes away and it all looks nice and neat. Nobody has to know your craft mess. And then you open it up and it's kind of like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of in Willy Wonka when they go to the candy, I don't know why, but I always loved in Willy Wonka when they went to the candy store the first time. I thought that was the coolest thing, like the coolest candy store. That DREAMBOX is like to me like a candy store in a box, but you know, crafting. Dawn's getting her workout in while doing this. That is impressive, Dawn. All right, we have one other thing to weed here, which is the vibin and thrivin. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off here. Just get it to bend and pop. Yeah, Gail said it does. It spoils you weeding this. It's so much easier to me than vinyl. Some people are like, and I see things are like, oh, I'm giving up on weeding this. It's not hard. As you can see, it's satisfying. I don't know. The sound's even satisfying to me. Just want to make sure it's all sticking on there. So watch it as you go in case you get one that doesn't want to. All right. There is that. I'm just going to weed out the little pieces in the middle of the V or the B and the N here. Up to about 380 degrees with the heat press, so we're not too far off there. Just using the same as we call the dentist tool to weed the little pieces out here. Alright, that little beep means we are up to temperature, guys. So we'll get started soon. And remember, with infusible ink, it has to be a polyester. It has to have polyester in it. It can be a polyester cotton blend. The more polyester, the better. But if you buy the Cricut, Cricut has shirts, t-shirts, the raglan tees, and bodysuits that you can purchase to do them with. That are perfect. Alright. So we got vibin and thriving all right. I'm going to go ahead and cut this apart into how I want it. So I need this tea. All I'm doing is cutting these pieces apart to how I'm going to want to layer them here. Setting them over here. Alright, time to get this bodysuit out of the package. And one step you're always going to do is you're going to take your lint roller and you are going to roll over it to get away any little lint. Because you don't want that, because obviously your design will not. Now with infusible ink, it's not like vinyl. Where with vinyl you can feel it, on the shirt. Infusible ink is going to infuse it actually into the material. So I said it's kind of magical. Alright, go back and look at my heat guide. The heat guide will tell you the first step. It's going to tell you what supplies you need. I am just going to take and roll on here where we're going to be doing the design. This is the first baby onesie I've done. Nobody's got babies around me. I know Susie, one of our admins, is going to be a grandma for the first time. So that's super exciting. So she's going to be making all kinds of cute baby stuff. Alright, so it's telling me to preheat the Autopress. And you can change on the dial. I'm just I had it at 400, so I'm just turning it down to 385. And we're gonna, hi Fluffities! My doggy's back from doggy jail! Hi babies! Come here! Oh, hi baby! Oh, what did you do? Oh, hi! Sorry guys, my doggy she went missing yesterday, if you're just here. She's old and she gets confused and she never wanders off, and she did. And they found her, but it was after hours, so they kept her at doggy jail. So she just got home. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. I love you. I love you. I missed you. Don't ever do that again, please. Please? Okay. I love you. I'll snuggle with you soon. Aw, she's gonna lay by my feet. She's not gonna leave me now, but I'm so happy she's home. That was so scary. I just wish our animals could live forever. They should. I hate that they get old so much faster than us. So she's down by my feet, and I don't know how to show her right now. I have a picture on my Facebook yesterday, so if you go to my Facebook, Holly Klein, I posted the picture of her missing. But she's a fluffy, she's a cockapoo. She didn't have her collar on. Yes. Well, you didn't know. I didn't know she didn't have her collar on because she's fluffy, so you don't even see it. And I was like, wait, her collar's not on? I did not know. Her hair takes forever to dry around her neck, so we put it on after she's dry. But, yes, my sweet girl, she's going to lay right by my feet now. She's not going to leave me. Okay. Barbara, that's true. It's true. My husband's always like, as soon as I come in the house, I'm like, hi, Fluffities. And then my cats, I'm like, hi, Plumps. And then he's like, oh, the dogs always get the kiss before me. And I'm like, well, if you jumped up and down all excited, you'd get one too. Yes, you do put the white cardstock inside the onesie. All right, which I have that sitting right here to use. But my piece of cardstock is way bigger than the onesie, so I'm going to cut this down. So whenever you do the infusible ink, you want to put just a piece of white cardstock in between. That will help with any bleed through that you get. So, since I'm making a little person's onesie, I am, floss. Yeah, hold on, I gotta give her more lemons. I love you. Oh, I can tell you're stressed out, aren't you? She had never been away from home. Not one night has she spent away from home. When we go on vacation, like my mother-in-law comes and stays here with her. So she has never stayed outside of her home or with outside of being with us. You know, we've took her places. She's went on vacation with us and camping and stuff, but she's never been without us. So I was so worried. I'm like, oh. Luckily she loves other animals though, so I don't hope that didn't stress her out too much. Alright, so I've done everything else in the prep work, which is basically preheat the Autopress. Then it wanted me to, well, place it on here, which I'll go ahead and do now. And then it wanted me to put the cardstock in, and then it also told me to roll it with the lint roller, which I already did. I'll go ahead and hit it again though, since I've been touching the dog, and then touching this. Alright, so once we get that all up and figured out there, we are going to do the infusible ink first. So I'm just going to set this up. How I think I want it to go. So I'm thinking, I always like to refer back to my image too, that way I can see exactly how I had it lined up. Alright, so vibin's all the way over, gnome is under the vibin, the mushroom goes here. Okay, I'm going to move this over just a little bit like here. Stick that on there. Vibin. And then I always look at placement too, like when I'm looking at this, I see this and is just a little bit between the I and the B. So I'm going to have to cut this. You don't want it to layer over. So I need to make sure when I'm laying this that it doesn't, this sticky part isn't sticking to the other sticky part. So I'm just going to cut it so it is not. Put that right there. Same thing with this. I'm going to cut out closer around it. Sorry guys, I don't even see it in camera right now. I got the design space in this open, so I hope you can see it. I'm just getting around closer to it because I know those next words are going to go into here. So, and then this is going to start like here. Whoops. I have to cut this off because, like I said before, you don't want it to overlap. I'm just going to pull this up actually and cut around it. I bet Bella sleeps all day. I bet she is wore out. I bet she's stressed all night long. Where are my humans? And her cats. She loves our cats. They're buddies. Her and Jax are besties. They are cat and dog besties. And then doing the same thing here. I'm going to have the mushroom come down here, so I'm just looking at my design and see what's close. That way I make sure and cut out here. Goal is to make it as straight as you can. I'm going to figure out how to incorporate laser level to this. I feel more confident with the laser level. Alright, and then I got my little mushroom, so I'm going to just cut around him. This is about even what that it looks like. Put that there. Put that there. Yeah, that's the first time my dogs ever went missing. Talk about a nightmare. I was just working and she wandered out, which she never does. She always just stays there, but she's getting old. She's getting confused. So, She's not microchipped either, but I'm going to take her and get her microchipped because of the fact that she's old and getting confused. I just want to make sure that we don't ever have to go through this again. All right. I'm going to put my little stem to my mushroom there. I think it should be moved down a little bit. A tip for this too is with the heat brush, it is auto. So you'll see once I put it down, you can put it down with 2 fingers too. You can operate it with basically 2 fingers. So if you have wrist pain and all that, a lot of the other presses people cannot do because it's too much on the wrist. That's one really nice thing about this. But it does swing open with pressure. So it is a good idea to take your heat resistant tape and tape down the edges. I didn't do that only because it's in a box. It's in a box somewhere. I brought back so much stuff. I'm not sure where exactly it is. But that is a good tip for that. All right. So I got that all lined up. I'm just going to go back, look at my Cricut heat guide to make sure we are good. Oh, I skipped a step. Guys. That's why it was set to that. I was supposed to preheat the bodysuit, which is funny because every time me and Melody did our shirts and stuff when I was there, it was the preheating part that we forgot. We forgot that. But you would always preheat your thing first. I'm going to make sure my cardstock is up high enough. Thank you for that. Because it was a little low. I'm just going to make sure it fits all within that cardstock. Alright guys. So everything's ready minus that pre-press that I forgot to do. So all I'm going to do is put this puppy down. I don't know about you, but I'm always like, is it right? Is it right? Because after this moment, it's set. You know, there's no going back. Alright. Just going to pull this down. There you go. 2 fingers push it. You'll hear engage. And then if you can see here, it is going to count down the seconds. I'm going to stop this with like 5 seconds to go because I am going to put the little gnome on. But to lift it up, if I want to stop it, I just pull up on it and it'll automatically go up and it will stop. Another thing I love about this is it will shut off after a certain amount of time. So it's not one of those things you have to worry. If you're like me, you leave the house and you're like, did I unplug that? Did I turn that off? Well, it will turn off. So you don't have to worry about that. And say somebody comes to the door, you could run to the door, get it. This is still going to open and it's not going to overdo it. So I'm going to pull up on there. So the snaps were off the mat. That's a good idea. Alright. So we have that there. Then we are going to add our little gnome. Now for this, it's going to tell you the temperature is 315. So I'm just going to take the control box, I'm going to turn it to 315, and it says we press for 15 seconds. You can go through the heat guide, and the heat guide will automatically do these settings for you. So I'm just going to wait a minute. I'm going to wait. Whew, and it is hot. You want to wait till it cools some to pull it up. But I'm going to, I don't know if that moved down. The heat resistant tape is definitely a good idea. Ooh, it is warm. It's pretty under there though. Alright. I'm gonna get my little gnome guy. I just love it. Let me just see what I'm doing here. Alright. Here's our little gnome. He's just a little peaceful zen. He looks like he's, meditating. So I thought he'd be perfect on this. I can't go home decor stores without wanting to pick up another gnome. They're just cute and whimsical. Alright. And then for this, well, my shirt's preheated with this, right? That's a good thing about this. Let's see if I can open that up. some. I want to move him up a little bit, and this is stuck, so I'm just going to try to cut a little bit of it off. That reusable ink, if you see what's under there, it's in the fabric. Alright, so I'm going to put this guy on here. Is that right? Is that how I did it? Oh, I think I have him like here. Alright. I'm going to put him on there. And I'm going to put the butcher paper, which I should have had the butcher paper earlier too. I'll put the butcher paper over it here. I'm just waiting for this to cool down just a little bit more. We're at 347 right now. So another cool thing about the Autopress is, if you guys have used those other presses, the clamp presses, all of that, you know, you like burn yourself everywhere on them. I don't think anybody's used one many times without burning themselves. The thing that Cricut did, this is all, like, I can touch the whole top of this, and it is cool. That fan that's blowing to keep this all one temperature is also blowing to keep the top cool. So this part is hot, but the rest of the press, you can, you know, you can touch and you're not going to burn yourself. So that is amazing for safety. I feel like Jeopardy. Do 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 do. All right, I'm gonna press this one on top for here. That's the butcher paper that comes in your infusible ink boxes, and it's reusable. So, all right, we're gonna engage it. So to engage it, we just pull it down, press, and it is going to do its 15 seconds. Gatorade here. There we go, time is up, and woof, I didn't hit nothing. It just opened up. So we are all finished with that. I didn't, Mindy. I didn't put down the butcher paper. That's what I said. I was like, oh, I forgot the butcher paper. So, that's what I love, too, about the Heat app. Now, the Heat app, the Cricut Heat app, works with the Hat Press, the new Easy Press 3, which is Bluetooth. That Heat app tells you on screen as you do everything, each step. And one thing I said when they did that was like, this is awesome, because I know even for when I did it at Melodies, the butcher paper step we would forget, or the preheating. Those are the two, I feel like those are probably the two missed steps. Easiest. And when you have that app right in front of you that goes step by step, it walks you through so you don't miss those. Alright. A little cooler here, so we're gonna pull off here for the reveal. How stinking cool. Little mushroom. This is my favorite part, guys. The reveal is absolutely the funnest. All right. So you see it just took the ink that was on this. See on here? That had color on it before. Now it's just clear because the color that was on here is infused into the fabric there. Let's see if my little gnome worked. Yay! Oh, it's so cute. I need to know someone having a baby because they need this cute onesie. Everybody my age is done with it now. So there it is, guys. And you can see the colors really in it here. Vibin and thriving. I'm obsessed with this little gnome. Like, I just want to do so many things with them. The mushroom I think is really cool in those colors too. So, that is that. What do you guys think? Thanks, guys. Let me switch this over to me. Alright, I'm back! Alright, I made it. I did it. All by myself. But you guys and the admins, everybody in the group, thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys make me feel really comfortable. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I'd be shaking in the corner somewhere with anxiety. You know how Melody didn't show herself for years because she had to like work up and get used to it. I just threw myself in. But with each little video, I hope I get better. But like I said before, these projects are available. This one I'm going to upload as soon as we're done, basically. The Vibin and Thriving one. But these are available to all our awesome, awesome supporters. Thank you, guys. I know, I think it's so cute. Anybody got a 6 to 12-month-old baby that needs this shirt? I'm done. I'm done with babies. My babies are going to be grown. So, the camera's always, which way do I go? How cute. So we made that today, and we made our Melody card, which making anything a Melody makes me happy because it's just, I know she created it, and we're going to keep her creations alive and keep going, and she's got so many cool styles of cards that I'm going to elaborate on and do different ones of. But I hope you guys enjoyed your time with us. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I was so nervous to do this by myself. I'm like, there's so much. There's so much. Like the chat, and then this, and I'm in the small space. Which kind of makes me feel claustrophobic and everything. But I know Melody's, watching over, and I'm like, come on, Melody. Yesterday I was having a huge problem with something. I'm like, Melody, please, can you help me out? And I feel like she really did. So hope anytime I do something of hers, I'm like, is this what you wanted, Melody? Does this make you happy? Is like this what you were expecting? So we miss her so much. But for those asking, her July 9th will be her celebration of life. And we know you guys are all over the world, and lots of people asked, are we going to stream it? So we are absolutely going to set up something. Obviously, we won't be able to chat, but we'll set it up so it's streaming so you guys can be there. If you guys have any ideas of stuff to do for it, let me know, because I've never planned anything like this. The only thing I said I know we have to have is I was like, I don't know what to do for this, but I know, I need to make a big cutie. So I'm going to have to make a bigger than matte cutie. But the first thing was we have to have a rainbow balloon arch. So, and I would really like to do a butterfly release for her, because I think that would be amazing. So, oh, thank you. I hope it made her happy. Dance party? I know. I was like, do we have music? Like, what do we do? I don't know. Like, I've said forever, I'm strange, and, well, that's not what I've said forever, but I've said for years now, like, at my funeral, which, again, I don't want a funeral either, too. I don't want it, like, stuffy. But I was like, I would like there to be the hokey pokey, because how can you be sad when you're doing the hokey pokey? Like, can you imagine you're at a thing and everybody's like, get up, now we're gonna hokey pokey. And I would like disco lights, so it's like a party, because I always bring lights with me, because colorful lights why have ordinary lights when you can have extraordinary lights? And the last request I have is that we do a conga line at the end of the funeral, because I have some of the funnest memories with my friends. We're in the basement and we're just doing a conga line. Like, it's such a good, fun, dun 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 dun. Like, I feel like you can't be sad. So if that would be the final goodbye, is you conga line out, that's that's perfect. A golf cart parade. That would be awesome. I know. I said I wish we could bring Miss Daisy, her golf cart, and have it here, but there's no way we can bring it from Florida. So we can't do that. But it would be awesome. And Cricut's been really great. They're like, hey, is there anything we can help with? You guys need? But they're awesome. And I know one of our ladies from Cricut will be here for her celebration of life too. So she's flying out from Utah. So they're amazing. I had a dance group at their son's graveside. That's fun. It's like you really don't want everybody to be sad. I know it's like, how do you stop it from being sad? I'll go ahead and turn this off because I'm done with this right now. The Autopress. But I'd like to lighten the mood at least and have fun. Somebody said don't do balloon releases. That's exactly why we're not doing. Melody loves balloons. That's why I thought the balloon arch would be good. But we didn't want to release the balloons because I know they are bad for animals. Too many butterflies are too, so it's not a lot. You can get a box that's like 15 monarch. I forgot I had this on. I touched it and was like, what is that? So those are different things we're working on. But thank you guys for joining us. I would say I'd be back Friday with the image set video, but it's not working yet. We are trying to figure out other ways, even maybe through the iPad. But there's all sorts of things with these Apple things that are very specific that don't allow us to do it on certain things. So we are trying to figure that out because I haven't even caught up on the new images because I want to do them with you guys. Alex did peek, and he's like, oh, there's some I think you're going to love. So I'm excited, and I want to see them. Bring Elon. Oh my gosh, Mindy, that's a great idea. We should bring Elon. You'd be like, why is Elon Musk here? But Melody would love that. Like, she would be cracking up that we brought Elon. So, hey, Alex, when you drive from Florida next time, do you think you can put Elon in the car and bring him too? Invite the real Elon. That's interesting. I don't know how to get a hold of him. But that would be awesome. Thank you guys, everyone. As Alex would say, toodles. I always say happy crafting, but thank you guys for joining me. It was awesome. So we will be back soon with another craft. All right. Bye, guys.